there's nothing like cracking that cellophane and pulling that record out. It just smells great.
Welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Non-stop hardcore energy.
I love the show, guys. You're awesome.
Unlike any other.
With your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather.
Man, this stuff rocks.
Hey, it's Joe and Flo from Temnein, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
The views and opinions of the guests do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of BODS Mayhem Radio Network, its staff, affiliates, or sponsors. Parental discretion is advised. Welcome to BODS Mayhem Radio Network.
Hey everybody, welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. I'm your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather. As always, I'm bringing you guys and gals awesome interviews. Today, it's an honor and a very huge privilege to have Flo and Jo of Temnein. Temnein's third full-length album, Tales of Humanity and Greed, is out. Actually, today, the day of this podcast. But unfortunately, it won't air till a later date, so I apologize. Also, check out Temnein's new single and video for Rise of the Sontarans and current singles, The Knotted Bag and I Am Davy Jones. So I welcome Flo and Jo to the show. How you guys doing today?
Yeah, fine. Thank you very much.
Pretty fine. Sunny afternoon.
Yeah.
Everything's fine by us.
It's album release day, so we're very happy. Got very good news about the playlist and stuff like that. The feedback of the album is globally awesome, so we're really, really happy.
That's awesome. So let's jump right into this, guys. How's it been working with Earsplit PR so far for you all?
Very well, very well. Liz is very professional, very nice. It's a real pleasure to work with her, and she's really doing a great job. We had many interviews, many reviews so far, so it's going really, really great.
Now, this is for the both of you. What's impressed or excited you the most about making the third full-length album, Tales of Humanity and Greed, if anything? What sticks out the most about this album when you guys are creating it?
Well, on the musical, the musical side, we really wanted to push our limits to really crafting the best song possible. And this time, we took an introspection. We were really looking back on what we did on our two previous albums, and we really, wanted to correct the stuff that really wasn't working before that. And I think we really, pay attention to do the best work we ever had. And this time, Jocelyn had the occasion to write his own concept.
This was about the musical aspects, but so far for me, the best part is that, as Flo told you, I can write my own concepts. So because I'm really interested in all the tales, legends, myth, and things like that, and I wanted to bring it on the table for new album, and maybe, who knows, for the next albums coming.
It's possible to do at the same time kind of concept.
I had more freedom on this one. Because when I joined the band for the previous album, I had to stick to what was already done by Flo and the others, because
it was a pretty different situation.
It was a different situation. The former singer was not in the band anymore, and the songs were already written, and I had to stick with it. But so far, I think we did great about that.
Really proud about that.
And so now we've been knowing each other for many years now. We know how to work together, and it was way easier to work on this album today. So I think it's the best thing we can bring right now, and hopefully it won't be the least one.
Yeah,
we're looking forward to do a follow-up because creating this album was pure fun, great professionalism. We really enjoy it to the fullest, and we can wait to do this.
Yeah, I like Rise of the Sontarans, A Few Drops of Blood. That's really great. And The Blind and the Greedy. That's a really good song.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it was, pretty straightforward songs. On Few Drops of Blood, we tried to experiment some stuff with the tapping and the real moody stuff at the end of the song. And for Rise of the Sontarans, it's a more, a short song, a single one, very, very dynamic. really live oriented, and it's two different kind of songs, but we enjoy it really both of them.
Even in the text, we try things because for Rise of the Centaurans, as we may know, it comes from the Doctor Who universe, and so as Flo told you, it's a pretty straightforward song. And the thing is, I wanted to try something almost funny in the lyrics, something people can
grasp,
can understand quite easily, and they can stick to it, and also move their bodies directly from
really
the song.
We really see that song as an anthem for life, really something that like a hit song or really a highlight of our future live show.
Any tracks standing out more to you than any right now on the album? I know it must change every time you guys listen to it or you talk about it, and I know these are your babies, but do you have any that stick out for the both of you possibly?
So this is Joe speaking. I think the one I really love among the others, of course, but the one I love the most should be I Am Davy Jones, since it's a really personal song. The lyrics are based, of course, on Davy Jones, the myth. It's also about my own life, my own experience, and it was the bad ending in a relationship because of my own mistakes, and I wanted to bring something something with the myth of Davy Jones, because I like pirates and things like that. So I tried to mix it up and to bring something interesting for the song. So I think this one is the one I love the most.
And for me, I think City of Gold is really my favorite. It's the last song that was written from the album. It was a song which as a writer came very naturally. It took me something like 1 or 2 days to finish it. And in this song, it's also a straightforward song like Rise of the Centaurans, but more, in a dark mood, in something very influenced by At the Gates. And I think it's really, as a writer, it's the song I'm the most proud of.
Are there any songs, guys, that didn't make this album that we could actually see down the road on an EP or another full length from you guys?
Not really. There was one song that I did in pre-production and I give to the other guys of the band to listen. But this song didn't make it to the studio. We didn't rehearse it. We didn't record it. So for the moment, there's no B-sides of this album. But maybe we could work on some ideas that didn't make it to the album, but it's not, a finished song and stuff like that.
I'd love
to. Was it hard to choose between these current set of songs? Which one would be the first single you wanted to release for the album, or was it hands down the Knotted Bag?
Yeah, for the Knotted Bag, it was that, absolutely. It was the logic choice for a first single, because in this song you have all the elements that sum up the album, that really represent it on a full scale, really globally. So Knotted Bag was a natural choice. There was a bit more hesitation for the next ones, but we hesitated, for example, between Rise of the Centaurans and City of Gold. But Rise of the Centaurans was the more natural choice in terms of straightforward song. So we hesitated a bit, but I think it's a pretty good choice.
I think it's because also we, as I said, we like people to know us as a band that plays metal, but also as a band that enjoys playing and having fun, and that's what I think we created with Rise of the Centaurans video clip.
Yeah.
We wanted to bring some catchy song, but also some fun in the while you are watching it, you are listening to it. We wanted people to be entertained, because that's how I enjoy doing things.
That's the main point in music. Even if you do some dark stuff, you have to entertain people. So even if we're, as Joe said, even if we're a metal band, we don't want to look every time darker or depressed or stuff like that. No, of course the lyrics are mostly dark, but we want to have a fun side.
writing these new songs, does it still challenge or push you guys to come up with something new and stay fresh with Temnein's music these days? Do you like the way it's going and it pushes you outside of your comfort zone a little bit?
We are very, very comfortable with that because with times our sound, our music, our writing process has evolved a lot. And I'd like to think that now we're starting to, finding our musical style, or, gathering our influence more and more, in a natural way. So we're really, really happy with that. And we like to challenge ourselves, not repeating ourselves. This is something we really pay attention to, and simply doing the best song possible.
I was drinking his words. No, no, I think he's right. The thing is now I think we found the way we really are. I think the current lineup is the best lineup possible right now for Temnein, because we are all looking in the same direction. For the music, we all have many influences, but with the same basis, and it works. We know how to manage to mix it up and to create something that's come clear and that can be heard without thinking, wow, what one day do they want to make us understand? What do they want? Where do they want to go? I think now since we found what we really wanted to show, now it's everything comes easily for us to write or to sing or to because we are friends more than anything, and then it works properly with that. So I think this is what we want also to bring to people listening to us. That helps a lot, I think.
And I just could say it's the best lineup the band I've ever had. I've created this band with Julian, the bassist, and over the years it was. If I look back to the early days of the band, writing music was much more difficult, and right now we understand more each other, and it's a real pleasure to work.
This album was produced by El Mabo, who's worked with Loud Blast, ETHS, the great old ones, Aaron Nonday, at Concrete Studio in Bordeaux, France. And I know I probably screwed that up, but anyway. How was working with him? Did he get something out of you guys possibly that another producer may not have gotten, maybe?
Working with Mabo is something quite natural right now for us.
Yeah, it's the second album we did with him.
It's already the second album with him, and now he's almost part of the band.
Yeah,
he's almost part of the band
totally.
Because he's understanding what we want to make, what we want to show. So he's on the same line. He's on the same page. We don't have to explain too many things with him. So maybe in the future we could work with someone else, but the next person will have to be as understanding as he is, because it's like working with a friend, and it's like working with someone already in the band. So it's difficult to say we will work with someone else, but maybe. Never say never. It's
not impossible, of course, but so far we had a very good connection with Mobo, and even if we, of course, would love to work with someone who's more famous or who's maybe in a different way in terms of sound, it's possible, but right now it's difficult to imagine for us to work with someone else, but who knows? We'll see.
Now, the artwork for the album was done by Vincent Falquet, who's worked with Meshuggah, Cataclysm, Moon Sorrow, Campfire, and Nordzevel. I hope I said that right.
Yeah.
But how was working with him on this?
In fact, it's our bassist, Julian, that works most of the time with him in terms of communication, of, talking, of how we will create the stuff, all the things he has need to create all the artworks, because he did the cover, the front cover, but he did also all the booklet arts and the single cover artwork, and all the graphic stuff was created by him.
Almost.
Yeah.
Except for the video.
Yeah, except for the.
Come to that.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. But it was good. It was a long process, because we contacted him very long before entering the studio, something more than 6 months before that. So it was a long creating process, a lot of communication between him and our bassman. So it was nice. I didn't, really follow up the details with him, but he were very nice, very comprehensive, and he delivers a astonishing work. He's a really, really talented man, and we could maybe work with him in the future as well.
What do you hope everyone takes away, or message you hope they hear, guys, while listening to any of Temnein's music in general? What do you hope they get from it?
I think people could expect, a lot of diversity, a lot of emotional feeling. We always want people to feel emotion while listening to our music.
It's clearly the point on this one, because as I told you, for I Am David Jones, it was a really personal topic for this song, but all the others are something I'm really concerned about. So I really hope that people will understand it's not only tales that I'm telling them and I'm explaining to them. No, I hopefully people will understand there is a message behind all these lyrics, and if they don't get it on the first time, they will do some research. That's the thing. I think that's what we always expect when we write something personal, and when people don't get it on the first place, that they check for it. Otherwise, we like them to be touched, maybe to be moved by what they are listening
to be, grasped by the melodies. Really, on the musical side, I'm really aiming for people to like the melodies, to get hooked by it, and to. I'm really satisfied when someone tells me how this melody, this riff is stuck in my head, and I can get it out of it. So I think that's something we really like to people feel about it.
What can fans expect at a show from Temnein who have not got to see you guys live as of yet? What are they going to see when they come to see you all?
Well, I think they can expect really a full power, a lot of energy. That's the main point of live. Usually, our set lists are pretty much, based on our most energetic or most powerful song. Really, we with this new album, when we'll have the opportunity to tour again, I think we're really focused on set list on the most dynamic songs. Really, we want people to do some sing-along, some really good attention to the crowd. So we also work on also a bit. We're crafting our own sound, or samples, or we really like to put out the keyboards to give samples to really represent the album like it is on CDs, but with all the live energy, the live power.
What made you both want to become musicians? What was that spark for the both of you that said, yeah, this is what I want to do, or even try to attempt to do?
For me, it's been a long time now. I'm playing guitar from something like more than 15 years. But Temnein has been around for more than 10 years now. And even if we started to play live in something like 9 years ago, I think as when I was a teenager, it's something, that push out all the negative aspect of your life or your daily shit or stuff like that. And I think music is a big catharsis, something, a way out, a real way out. And about music, it's something. When I played my first gigs as a teenager, I felt something I never felt before on regular activity like reading, like doing sport and stuff like that. It's really, the power of deliver something that you create. That's the thing that gives me the will to be a musician. Even if we're not professional now, it's our main activities besides our job, and we're very happy with it.
To me, what can I say? It's almost the same thing. Yeah, I think I grew up in a family where almost everyone sung. So my father was leading a choir. My mother was in it. My sister was in it. My brother was not into this kind of stuff. He was more like a hippie. Back then, it was a mix between Radiohead and Nirvana. So I grew up like that, listening to music, enjoying music, and it was quite natural to me to experience music. But I discovered metal when I was a teenager, and as Flo said, it's something you don't feel anywhere else. So even if you are doing sports, even if you are doing something crazy, I think music is one of the best way to express your feelings, your emotions. And so when I discovered metal and when I began to sing, because it's been something like 16 years now, I've been just like, I'm not the same not really the same person. I'm the best version of myself when I'm doing this, because this is really what I want to do. I really love to do it, as Flo said. This is something you create and you deliver it to people, even if they don't know you, even if they don't understand everything. At least you deliver them something, and if
you give something, you have something to express, and
if they are moved by it, of course, that's something. As Headbridge will say, I will be heard, and that's something I really like to experience, actually. So yeah, it's been a few years now. So yeah.
I absolutely love hearing stories like that, because it doesn't matter if you like gospel, bluegrass, country, rap, reggae, whatever. It still speaks. It still has a voice. So, I mean, it's so cool that music is the universal language for everybody.
Totally. As you said, it's the same for every kind of music, and really respecting everyone is doing art in general, not only in music. And it's something. It's better for myself. It's 100 times better than playing a video game. I'm not a big, it's not the best, comparison, but it's. I like to be creative, and the day when I've discovered that, it's completely changed my life, and it's still there now.
And here's another thing too, Joe. I want to mention this as well, because not just you, but here lately, I have had so many musicians, even from the U.S. and overseas, who have said that Nirvana has had a huge impact on them. So, what specific album was it for you? For Nirvana that turned you on, possibly?
So as I told you, it was because my brother is almost the same age Kurt would have been. So he was a teenager when Nirvana was a big thing. And so I was listening to it when I was, I don't know, 4 or 5 years old. Of course, I was born in 1989, so the first would have been, I think, Bleach. But actually, of course, the one I know the most is Nevermind, and it had a huge impact on me because of the way Kurt sing, and also because, as I said, I think the thing is you don't have to be understood. The thing I want is to be heard, not really to be understood. Because it proves that I exist, and I think that's what I've learned from Nirvana.
For me, it's funny because I've liked Nirvana. Of course, Nevermind has been like everywhere a big hit in France, and even 10 years after the release of the album, it was still very, very famous and very, a lot of radio airplay even today. So, but for me, I'm not a big Nirvana fan. On that kind of music, I really prefer Alice in Chains, Pearl Jam, Stone Temple Pilots, and for me, those bands are much more a big influence for me than Nirvana. But I think it's just kind of music. It's just about musical taste, But I really like, the the 90s rock US scene. There's so many stuff that are amazing on that. And you know what? Many bands, unlike Nirvana, didn't have the same, impact in France. For example, in France, fewer people know Stone Temple Pilots, for example. So it's something very special for me.
Okay, guys, since almost everyone is in quarantine and everything's getting back to a little normalcy from the coronavirus, do you think concerts and festivals will still have the same impact as before with sales and attendance? Or do you think this has hurt it in the long run? Because I know now we're going to be having to do things differently when we come to concerts and just even going to restaurants and things now.
That's right.
No, it's a pretty tricky question because
I think, well, at least I hope it will have a bigger impact than it has never been for now. Hopefully, it will be something better than it has already been. Of course, fewer people will come to concerts and also festivals. Hopefully, we'll see festivals next year. This year, I think
everything's fucked up.
It's already fucked up.
Yeah.
So. But I think people, if the music is what they want to have, if the music is their main interest, then it would be something bigger than it has never been before.
It's possible. It's possible indeed that more people could came to shows, but everything will be in connection with the global health situation. If this virus is really going down, I think the concert, the festival will come back naturally. But if we still forced to have a distanciation, everyone's wearing a mask, it's gonna be complicated.
It's gonna be a black metal festival all the way.
That's gonna be fun. Yeah, only black metal shows. Imagine it. No, but it's really hard, to make prediction. We really, in the waiting line, everyone. You're right about the restaurant situation because in France it is supposed to come back in something like 10 days, but it's not 100% sure. But it would be a good first test to see if concert can come back in the coming months. Everyone is aiming for a fall, coming back to show in the fall, but it's not even sure. So we'll see. But for now, it looks complicated.
Folks, you want to get out and pick up Temnein's third full-length album, Tales of Humanity and Greed. It's out today of this podcast, but this podcast will be released later on. And also, please get out and support this band. So, Flo and Jo, how can folks stay in touch with you guys?
As usual, the the links for everything, like
social media,
Facebook, and YouTube too.
Yeah,
course, so.
We did 3 videos. We really work a lot on it. Our bassist Julian has created 2 of them, the one for the Knotted Bag and the other for Iron David Jones. He did really, really great work on that one. And we did also the video for Rise of the Sun Tyrant. So I hope people will check this out and will have a good time watching it. And of course, you have the digital streaming platform when where we invest a lot of attention in it with our distributors. So people can check us out almost everywhere on the internet. So I hope people will like the album. Will really have a good moment to listen to it. And for the moment, the feedback is really amazing so far. So we hope this is just the beginning.
And before I let you go, would you care to do a promo for the show?
Yeah, sure. Hey, it's Jo and Flo from Temnein, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Everybody stick around. We got some great stuff coming up. You only hear these interviews right here on BODS Mayhem Hour and BODS Mayhem Hour podcast. Please get out and check out our Facebook page. It has our podcast link and our YouTube link and all the platforms that we're on. Trust me, we're all over the place. And please get out and pick up Temnein's third full-length album, Tales of Humanity and Greed. It's out today. Support this band. You will not be disappointed. Flo and Jo, I wish you guys the best of luck and stay safe, guys.
Thank you very much.
Stay safe, too.
Stay safe. Take care. Thank you very much.
to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.